Hey everybody, VMIS here, and today I want to talk about a new VMware security advisory that just came out. So this is called VMSA-2022-0021, and let's talk about the naming first, right? So we have VMSA, VMware Security Advisory 2022, the year 2022, and the number 21 or 0021, which is bad, right? Like I hope they don't ever get to 4 digits of security advisories in one year, but it's August and we're on 21. So let's take a closer look. Now, one thing to remember is that if you have VMware deployed, first of all, most people are just thinking VMware vSphere, ESXi, etc. There's a lot of products that VMware makes that go on top of that virtualization layer. In addition, that becomes a very critical part of your infrastructure, right? You're pretty much running everything there. This is one of the reasons that these VMware security advisories are so important. I have a blog post on an introduction to VMware security advisories. You can find it in the comments below. But what's more important is VMware's response, right? VMware is really good at giving you all the information you need to fix things in your environment. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go through this a little bit and talk about it. So first we have the list of CVEs. So there are 10 CVEs covered in this security advisory, and then we can see all of the products here. Now we don't see VMware vSphere, right? It's not in here. Now technically Cloud Foundation has vSphere components in it, right? But this is really focused on Workspace 1, Identity Manager, vRealize automation, which is kind of scary because if you're using vRealize automation, you can do anything with your VMware products. So that's why the most critical CVE is so disturbing. So let's look at this one right here. We're going to focus on just one. I'll scroll through the rest of the list and then we'll talk about mitigation and stuff like that. But this one CVE, CVE 2022-0021-656, has a score of 9.8, which is critical, which is very bad. And why is this so bad? A malicious actor with network access to the UI may be able to obtain administrative access without the need to authenticate. So someone could get access to the UI and do whatever they want, right? And the products affected here are Workspace ONE Access, Identity Manager, and vRealize Automation. All things that you don't want an unauthenticated user to have access to, especially if they're malicious, which they probably are. But the piece here that really makes me go, oh no, is vRealize automation. Again, because if you're using it, you can use it for anything. So let's talk about what VMware does, right? So we have additional documentation right here. So let's look at that real quick. Now this blog post is really, really great because it has any question that an administrator might have about this VMSA. I love the FAQ section, who is affected, when do I need to ask? So this critical vulnerability should be patched or mitigated immediately per the instructions. There's detailed instructions. We'll look at that next. What should I do? Is it being exploited? So any kind of concerns that you would have as a vSphere administrator and anything that you might have to take to your management to say, hey, I need to go mitigate this right now. You have everything you need right here. So let's head back to our advisory itself. And I want to point out something very interesting, right? So VMware would like to acknowledge Petrus Viet, a member of VNG Security, for reporting this issue to us. So somebody disclosed this to VMware. Someone went to VMware and said, hey, look, I found all of these things. This is very wrong. You need to fix it. And VMware did just that. So we saw from the FAQ there have been no known exploits in the wild. So VMware took the research, they created all of the mitigations, all the software updates, everything they need to, and then they released it, which is really the way things should work, right? Someone discloses a security issue, the company fixes the issue, everybody has a happy ending. That makes me really happy. But there's 10 CVEs in here, all kind of a similar thing. So we've got remote code execution, privilege escalation, right? So it's kind of people are going to get in there that shouldn't be in there, or people are going to be able to do things that we don't want them to do. All really important. But let's scroll down to the bottom because this just makes it so easy, right? So here's the response matrix. Here is everything that you need to know and you need to do, right? So here's the fixed versions of the software. Here's the workarounds. And then here's that FAQ document. So if we go here, and I'm focusing on our critical CVE right here. Here's the instructions, right? I actually love the VMware KB. Very easy to use, very easy to follow, and here are the detailed instructions that you need to follow to fix this. And I can't tell you how many random KBs from VMware I've followed in my career and just it's been really super easy to do. So let's see real quick. That was the most recent advisory. And if we just kind of scroll through the rest of the year so far, hasn't been that hot of a year for VMware, I guess, right? So here's a couple critical ones. But the other thing to always remember that is we're living in the age of ransomware. It's not if you are attacked by ransomware, it's when, and we need to make sure that we're protecting our vSphere environment accordingly. There is ransomware out there that targets VMware, and I have another blog post right here in the comments to kind of help you learn more about that and get you started. So here's the latest VMSA 2022-21. If you're using any of these products, let's go to our list. So Workspace ONE Access, Workspace ONE Access Connector, Identity Manager Connector, vRealize Automation, Cloud Foundation, vRealize Suite Lifecycle Manager. Please make sure that you go and follow the easy to use documents and get everything patched and up to date. I also have a blog post that I've linked to all of this stuff and given you all the resources that you need to go fix these things. And if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe because you're going to be seeing a lot more VMware and especially ransomware content as well.